Hey guys, back live at the Bucket List. Just having a little bit of a intro here. Here you go.
Hello guys. We are live down on Bondi Radio on Facebook now. We're just about to go live anyway. We're on the back end, so you get to see us do our thing and set up. So Sheena's just coming into the studio now.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Well, yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties. Yeah, we're just about to get started now. We're super excited, so let's do this, shall we?
Yeah, yes. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, and
very, very excited about the opportunity again. So we're gonna go. So how do we
we've got a really great lineup today.
We're not on yet, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. Let's start.
We're not on yet, so let's go for it.
Well, we're on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube as well.
Okay. Cool.
What was I going to say? So
let's do the jingle.
Let's do the jingle. But what's the guest
Well,
name?
I think we should.
Guest's name?
Marina.
Marina
from Beautiful Minds, Australia.
All right, cool, nice.
Yes.
You ready to go then?
Yes.
Broadcasting from the world-famous Bondi Beach, this is Bondi Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live down on Bondi Radio on the Weekend Wellness Show. This is Liam Zollo, your host. I'm with my beautiful co-host. She's back, Sheena Alexandra.
Hello.
Super excited. We had a few weeks where I was holding the show on my own. It was quite challenging. I must admit, it was good in a way because I got to really work on my talking skills going to another level, so it was quite exciting. But we're a team, so I'm
Liam,
really
you weren't
excited.
alone. I was listening in, and I was sending
awesome.
you lots of positive energy from Dallas.
Yeah.
In my swimming gear, laying on the pool.
Well, no, hold on a second. I was telling everyone that you're on serious business over there, and then you can't tell everyone you'll be laying by the pool.
That is serious business.
It is serious
it's wellness. I was treating myself to lots of sunshine and lots of wonderful food and lots of booze as well.
I might have mentioned to people that it was an R&R relaxation time. But yeah, it was serious business in a way as well. So I'm super excited to have you back, buddy. We're my talking partner.
Yes.
We can talk. My mum says it the best. We can talk. Or I can talk underwater with marbles in my mouth. So that's what she keeps saying to me. So I've got my awesome co-host back. I'm very excited. We've got a great show planned today. We've got how do you say
Marina from Beautiful Minds. Beautiful woman, doing lots of wonderful things, working with teenagers and helping them inspire and educate them and really helping them through this part of their life. Teens are really incredible hard, as we know, at times. So I can't wait to hear her story and her background, and she's got a couple of events coming up as well. Yeah,
cool. Well, I'm super excited as well. We've got Taylor Walker-Lear coming in the studio. So she's actually she's mindset is in a world of her own. Honestly, she's a 12-year-old girl. She's the young. She just embarked upon a journey as the youngest person ever with cerebral palsy to climb the Great Wall of China.
Wow.
So she just got back from that now, and she's coming in the studio with Tony. Tony's business partner is Alice and Nancy.
Yes.
So we brought on Alice and Nancy in the show a couple of weeks ago. So her partner or her agent is Tony, and that's Taylor's mother. She's coming in the studio as well, which is going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
So let's see what Taylor has to say. She's
so
really
excited.
remarkable.
And you know what? Maybe Marina and Taylor can connect because I think Taylor's 12 and she's getting into the teenage years. So there might be some nice, wonderful connections we can do with them.
Yeah, because I know Taylor wants to be she wants to go to the Paralympic Games.
Yes, wow.
In swimming, she's a keen swimmer. And she keeps saying everything she's going to do, and then she's going to do it. So it'll be good to talk to Marina about that one. So I understand though that you wanted to mention a couple of things first.
Well, I think that we should dedicate this beginning segment to two people that have died this week. Two wonderful, obviously beautiful people who contributed a lot to this world. Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park and Justine Damond from a holistic spiritual healer here from Sydney who is living in the U.S. And I just want to talk a little bit in detail about both of these deaths because it really just hits home when I hear, first of all, Justine I heard at the very beginning of the week as one of the ladies that I follow online, Erin at Health Nut News, breaks these holistic doctors' deaths that I've been following for the past 2 years. And it started with John Bradshaw, who was searching for the link between autism and vaccinations, and he helped a whole bunch of beautiful people through their autism, and he helps a whole bunch of families. And you know, one day on Father's Day, about 2 years ago, was shot dead, and this was death number 1, but another death happened almost simultaneously in the same weekend, and then another, and then another. And Erin, you know, she's a journalist, and she just started following these stories as they started to appear, and there is a common connection between these deaths that have happened. There's been over, well, I think the lovely Justine, who passed away earlier this week, is up to 70 holistic practitioners. Now, Justine was a yoga instructor here in Sydney, and she, from what I understand, was a wonderful, beautiful, lovely, just
kind-hearted,
everything. And this is rippled.
So how did she die?
Well, she lived in Minneapolis, and she heard a ruckus in the alleyway, and she thought a woman was being assaulted. She might have been raped. She called 911, and there was 2 calls to 911, and finally the police had approached her house. It was a well-lit alley in a well-lit neighborhood. She was walking out in her pajamas, approaching the car. She approached the driver's side of the police car, and his partner shot her.
Why?
From the passenger side 3 times in the stomach.
Why?
That's the big question. Why? Now, he was offered an interview, and he declined the interview. And on top of this, the body cams that the police department in Minneapolis are supposed to wear were off. And he's not answering questions, and it just does not smell right. I don't know if this death is linked to any of the other deaths that do not smell right. There's something not right. There is stuff that we're not being told, and the thing about Justine's death, is the difference is that she's a foreigner. The only difference in all of these 70 deaths is that she's a foreigner and that the person who killed her is a cop. Now, I don't know if these two are such differences that they're not related to the other 70, but the other 70 all had the same thing in common.
What was the same thing in common?
Investigating cancer,
Okay.
finding alternative ways of curing cancer, finding causes of cancer. Now, Justine, when she moved to Minneapolis, I understand that she really got heavily into researching this because a lot of her family members have passed away from cancer. So she was heavily into researching and just talking about it. And some of her videos that she has on her website or is displayed on YouTube really shows that she's got a passion for finding this. And that's the connection between all of these doctors. They were all looking for cures.
Do they all know each other, these doctors at all?
No.
Not any of them?
Oh, so yes. The doctors that are in the U.S. and of the 70, they're a close-knit group.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's been so well talked about in America, because it is such a tight-knit group. But that doesn't extend over to Australia. And so now this, on top of her being a foreigner and him being a cop, this is making mainstream media.
Yeah.
It's making mainstream media, and it's making mainstream media for the fact that A, they're not giving us answers, and B, why did this happen? There's a lot of anger. I've heard that Justine was a beautiful person and she doesn't want any anger or any hatred to come from this. But I can imagine that the family and her friends, both here in Sydney and in the U.S., are demanding answers. And
I demand answers.
Yeah,
as well.
I do too.
I don't know. I don't know her, but you can't.
Yeah,
you can't just shoot someone and decline an interview.
Decline an interview. And so, what about his partner? The partner that was sitting in the driver's seat that the bullet shot passed through his face. Like, what's his story, and why is he not talking? And
so are they not talking? Even they're declining an interview with the police, or are they declining an interview with the mainstream media?
No, police. He's got a legal right to have legal representation.
Yeah.
To decline an interview, and he. There was one other thing. The partner isn't speaking. Oh, and the investigation of the assault that was happening in the alley.
Yeah, where's that?
Where's that? They don't know. And they haven't released the 911 tapes. It's been 3 days, and they haven't released both of the tapes. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of loose change, I like to say. And so that loose change has been seen in all of these holistic doctors' deaths. And so, unfortunately, there's a horrible death that has arisen from this. But I really want to shed light and bring awareness to that she's not the only holistic practitioner in our community that is being. I don't know if she's being targeted.
Yeah.
I don't know, but.
That's it.
For more information, go to Erin at Health Nut News, and there's a whole list of articles of all the 70 people.
You wouldn't think that people would do this because they're trying to find in my mind, you wouldn't think someone would do that. But then it's starting to 70 people, 70 holistic doctors, and the commonality is that they want to try and cure cancer, and they all die.
They're all holistic.
It's not one or two.
No,
it's 70.
Yeah, I think it's over 70 or 69 or you lose count really.
Yeah. That's
so. I wanted to bring awareness to that and just send my love and my heartfelt feelings to her friends and her family, and I know that there's a lot of sadness going on for her, and there is a lot of sadness for Chester, and
massive fan of Chester and Lincoln Park as well. Big fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I was first introduced to them in 2007. I was in Amsterdam at the Pink Pop Festival. And I didn't know Lincoln Park at all, and we didn't really know much of the bands because
in 2007, really?
2007,
wow.
Yeah. And this was a Pink Pop festival, so it was.
They were before that.
Yeah. They were, but I didn't know about them until we went to this festival out in the Netherlands, Amsterdam, and we just sat there and we fell in love I was with my ex-husband at the time, and we just we bought all the albums, and I ran, but he was so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
But he was depressed.
Yeah. And what did you think about the guy from? Did you hear about the guy from Korn, the guitarist from Korn, who comes out? I think it's from Korn. Don't quote me on that one. I have to do my research on that. But I think the Korn guitarist come out and had a statement about him being depressed and him being a friend of Chester's.
Yeah, okay.
And saying that he's been depressed for quite so many years, and he's just angry at people who are committing suicide now, because I think he's attempted himself, but he's angry at people because so many people are left behind, like the kids and the wives or the husbands, whoever's committing suicide. So he came out, and it was a different statement. Other people are like, my thoughts go out to Chester, but he was angry at Chester, and what do you think of something like that? Because I feel like it didn't sit really easy on me I've got to show you condolences as well, but there is something in that, not angry. I don't think there's anger should be pushed on to people who are depressed.
I mean, there's lots of phases of grief. Anger's one of them. You can't really tell somebody how to deal with this. They're going to deal with it. They maybe took a wrong approach, but what I have heard from both of these, Chris Cornell and Chester, is that they were actually happy at some points in their life.
Yeah.
And I cannot help but think it has to do with the drugs that they are taking.
That's what I'm thinking.
And we were going to have to wrap this up because we've got our beautiful Marina coming into the studio.
Definitely.
But I want to dedicate 5 minutes to just talking about the prescription drugs that we are being given. I had a opportunity to see Kelly Brogan on the Joe Rogan podcast, and she is a beautiful soul who has done incredible research in what the pharmaceutical drugs, especially the antidepressants, are doing to our minds. And she helps people wean off of them. For people that have been on them for 20 years, 30 years, it's almost like you need support to get off of them. And she's done all this research, and she referenced this book, An Anatomy of an Epidemic, and she talks about how dangerous these drugs are that we put into our system for depression and for anxiety, which are natural occurrences. That there's something that there's a trigger in your internal system saying that there is something not right. There is a problem. I don't know what that problem is, but you need to figure it out. And drugs is not a way to cover that problem.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know, huge revelation that she talks about in this Joe Rogan podcast is, did you know what was the percentage of all the school shootings, of the shooters? What is the percentage of them that they were coming off of depression medicine?
I'm going to throw a random one out there. 70%.
100%.
100%
of them
Wow.
were coming off or going on some. That's according to Kelly and according to her research of.
Is it in the book?
I haven't started reading the book, but I think that stat is. But that just makes me question, of all of the suicides that we hear in the news, I want to know the types of drugs that they were taking. And if there is a warning that says may cause suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that we shouldn't be selling.
No, exactly right. And that's it's really frustrating to see that, because it could be prevented. You know, if people are committing suicide because they're getting off these drugs, if it is 100% of people getting off these drugs or getting on them, 100%, then it could be, these suicides can be prevented then. You know, so what do we do next?
Well, I'm going to read.
that's
I'm reading this book, Anatomy of an Epidemic, Magic Bullets, Psychiatric Drugs, and the Astonishing Rise of Mental Illness in America. I think that what she's saying is that it's these medicines that are creating more problems, and the number of medicines that you are taking, plus the fact that most of you likely drink. I like to drink, and I'm sure depressed people like to drink. That's their coping mechanism.
Yeah.
You combine alcohol with these pharmaceutical drugs, and it's a cocktail of depression, more depression, and suicidal thoughts.
Definitely.
So we need to raise awareness.
Yeah, and I once upon a time did a hypnotherapy course. I don't know if I ever told you this.
Yeah. So did I. I got on the stage and started dancing, but
I did the course, though, to become a hypnotherapist.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, me and my dad went and did this course, and it was really interesting to see the guy that run the course. It's him and his wife. It's Tad and Adriana James. Yeah. And he's been in... he's like a mindset coach. Yeah. Hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, NLP training. Yeah. You know, psychology, all of it in his institute. And he just put out there to the question. He goes, they say it's the chemical imbalance in your brain that causes these thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. And he raised the question. He goes, what if it's the thoughts that are causing the chemical imbalance in the brain, which then causes the thoughts of being depressed? Yeah. And that's what he tries to get at. So we're trying to fix the chemical imbalance instead of trying to think of what's happening with their thoughts. Because you know what? You know how many thoughts go in our head in every given one
30,000.
day?
30,000, yeah.
30,000?
Something like that,
No.
Oh.
66 million thoughts go through your head in any given one day. Okay. Do you know how many bits of information we can retain? Yeah. Or how many thoughts can we retain? Didn't you know?
No.
100.
Oh, really?
I think it's like 100 thoughts.
So we're like pulling the ones that are the heaviest, and those are the ones that are self-sabotaging, and
exactly right.
Because the ego comes into play, and
that's why mindfulness is such a powerful tool, because it gets back to being present. It always gets back to being general. You know, this is the thing as well. I don't know if you hear the Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
So I know we've got our beautiful guest coming in a minute, but I just want to share this one
Abraham
with you. Abraham Hicks is a mindset.
Yeah.
Would you say mindset?
Just positive thinking.
Spiritual guy.
Yeah, spiritual.
Yeah. So she always talks about if you ever getting specific with your thoughts.
Yeah.
So she says if you're getting specific, like I'm only going to be happy when I achieve this goal. And then everything else around it, if you don't achieve that one particular goal, whatever it is, you're unhappy.
Yeah.
She says when you're getting specific, you're only getting happy when you're in a specific situation.
Yeah.
That's the time to get back to general.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
And what she means by that is you get back to general appreciation. When you're specific to a task, you've got to let that task or that goal or those thoughts go.
Yeah.
You've got to let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
And then go back to general
present.
Like getting back to look, I know this sounds deep, but I'm looking at a tree, getting back to appreciating
the ocean,
tree.
the beautiful
or the
ocean.
Those are the things to talk about.
This is a whole nother segment. Let's do another segment
anyway. But we're going to bring in our lovely guests.
Let's invite them in now. Let's show the Facebook friends, because we're going to close the Facebook group, Facebook Live, and then we're going to redo it for this chat with Marina.
Cool. Yeah, no drama.
Marina, come on in.
Are we going to go for a song?
Yeah, we're going to go for a song now.
Yeah, okay, cool. We're going to go for a song now, guys, and then we're going to go bring Marina in for our lovely guest, who's going to be speaking all things well.
We're on Facebook Live now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it and then start it again, because this is a brand new discussion, and Liam is going to take care of you. He's going to give you the headsets and show you where you need to sit.
Wonderful. Hi, Liam.
Hello, Marina. How you going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you today?
Good. Are we talking to you today as well? Are you one of the interviewers?
Yeah.
Great.
Me and Sheena, they're going to be the interviewers.
All right, guys, we're going to close this off and then start a new Facebook Live for Marina.